Hi, it's Alken. Welcome back to my channel. Well, we have an interesting story. Just found out yesterday. I'm going to supermarkets and 7-Elevens and stuff. I'm looking at the newspapers and a quick check, I think it was also. Lo and behold, the front page of the Daily News. It seems my former union, TWU Local 100, was involved. Well, the actual president of TWU Local 100 was involved in a sex scandal, and he has to be replaced by the Treasury Secretary as we speak, and they're gonna have to find somebody else to replace that president with somebody else at the next executive board meeting or something. I don't know when that's gonna happen, but it's not the first time that TWU Local 100 had a president involved in a scandal and he had to be replaced. Well, if you went back to the 1990s, you had Sonny Hall in the beginning, Tommaso Seta in the middle, and what's his name? Willie James at the end. And it was the beginning and the end of um, the old, um, the old guard at the TLO 100. And sorry that I said it wrong, but it sounds wrong when it comes out of my mouth when I talk about these three. Yeah, Sonny Hall made a major error, and he lost favorability, especially from the subway divisions, about random drug testing after an accident. He didn't put the safeguards that we needed it. He was worried about the FRA versions of the drug testing. But yeah, here's the thing. Local 234, under FRA rules and regulation, if their member tested positive for drugs after an accident, they get into the program. No big deal. But until you're local 100, if your member gets involved in an accident, even if it wasn't his fault, you could be dismissed. And that did happen in 2000 at the B train that was still running to the West End at the time. Derailed, even decal, because somebody didn't bother to replace a switch point that was defective. The guy was operating the right speed, even though the guy was alert, even though after the train accident, we were able to evacuate people, everything was fine. But when his drug test came back positive for marijuana, he was fired. You may think that's no big deal, but Local 234 had better protection than TWU Local 100. And the other issues, and eventually Sonny Hall said, you know what, I'm going to go into the international, put somebody else in my spot. So Tommaso Seta comes in, he screws up the contract, he puts Opto on the map and fudged the numbers, and he was ready to be kicked out, and he had to be taken out, put into the international, and then we got Willie James. And then TWU Long went downhill. And the end, what ended the old guard and Willie James's run at TWU 100 was Rudolph Giuliani. Yeah, somebody sabotaged a switch in front of where New Directs was holding its meeting, and they're trying to blame somebody from there for a switch sabotage that the train could have easily gone not only to the wrong track, but derailed on the other side because only one of the two switches were moved. The one leaving the station was switched from the local to the express, but on the express it's still straight to the local. And the type of switches we have, if you try to run through a switch, it's called a Sensodyne switch, it will derail the train. Other than let you damage the switch, it will derail the damn train. Luckily, whoever was operating and noticed the mistake or the sabotage called it in. But they still haven't found to say who sabotaged that switch. But because Rudy Giuliani got involved and helped Willie James put in a contract that a lot of people didn't like, what happened in 2000? Willie James out the door, new direction takes over. This is made of Rudy Giuliani. So what is happening to him in the 2020 election is not his first defeat. But we're not here to make fun of Rudy Giuliani. This is what's happening at TWU 100 now. And no, I don't think this soon-to-be TWU Local 100 president is going to go up to the international because it's a sex scandal. And I don't know what to tell you. It's just kind of weird. I still have folks out there that still calls me a scab, so I don't know what else to tell you, but yes, it stings when it comes back and bite you in the rear and does it. So that's all I have to say about it. If I find anything else, I'll let you know. But unfortunately, it was in the daily news, and I don't like paying for the daily news because it sucks like. So as I can saying so long for now, don't forget to stop.